Hello everybody, we're back for some more Queen's Garden French Splendor. We'll be doing the second third of the casual levels in this video. This game was provided to me by Ocean Media, so thank you very much to them. Let us carry on. God, I forgot how bad this fake French music is. Right, okay. Ah, I see how it works. Okay, I see how the portals work. Now we're playing with portals. Oh, I was wondering if we sent a rocket through, if it'd do it like that as well, but no. That's a shame. It was a good idea, though. Do do do. Do do do. So yeah, we're going to be going up to about level 147 in this video. Yeah. Starts me with no possible move. Thanks for that, game. Good morning, Woven. How are you? Excuse me. Thank you, Woven. That's very kind. Right, how are we going to start this? Okay. We're going to need to get yellows there, aren't we? Okay. Actually, we could do that. There we go. And change them a little bit. Ding, there we go. A Stuffle has spawned in the chat. Normal type. Evolves into a fighting type. It's a C tier. God, I hate this French style music so much. Oh dear. Let's get rid of some blues. There we go. That's perfect, getting those bombs there. Right. Need to bring those bombs down here somehow. There we go. There we go, that gets rid of those. Right. There we go. Took a little longer than I was expecting, but still. Why is that there, for God's sake? Okay, we've kind of got an opening. There we go. There we go. There. No, left one. There we go. Oh, I can't move that up, even though it's empty. Okay, that's dumb. Don't like that. There we go. Oh, nuts. Oh, I didn't even notice the ones on the side. Balls. I didn't even notice. I was too busy paying attention to the eggs and the fucking chains. Okay. we go. So, boulders have to be destroyed, don't they? Or do they disappear when they hit the bottom? I don't remember. Yeah, so they need explosives or something, don't they? Right, okay. Oh, no, they can't be just. Oh, maybe it is just bombs and not rockets then. I don't remember. No, bombs can't get rid of them either. Huh. Maybe it is just getting them to the bottom of the area then. Right, let's do green and see if it disappears. Yes, they do. Okay, getting them to the bottom of the area makes them disappear. Okay. Okay, well that confirms that then. Bloody hope not. Right. I mean, if they did, they would have to completely rework Candy Crush so it isn't a microtransactional piece of crap. And knowing King, who make it, there's no way in hell they're going to do that. Because Candy Crush is designed, and I'm going to stereotype here, Candy Crush is designed for lonely women to spend money whilst they're doing house chores to try and complete a level. That's their audience. The casual gamer who are willing to spend microtransactions to complete a level. That's who it's aimed for, and that's how King has always worked. Oh, I could tell you many stories about how King works. See, before they made Candy Crush, right? Before King made Candy Crush, they actually did online gaming on their site with Flash games before Flash was depreciated. And this was about 2007, maybe 2005, 2006, something like that. Anyway. Anyway. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, the way King worked originally is you could put bets, basically, on... Well, I say bets. You could play against another person of a similar rank in games where the games would be identical and you had to get the better score. So it would be a kind of game like this, except there was one that was called I think it was called Bump Bomb or something like that. They had plenty of ones. They had football ones. They had a kind of cascading icon game. They had many by the time I left the site. But the thing is, so the bets that you could put on, like the games that you could, like you would have 35p entrance fee, 70p entrance fee, and if you won, you would get your own bet, like your own bet back, plus half of what the other person bets. So, half of the other person's entry fee, basically. So it was like 75. So if you were to win a 35p game, you would get 52p back. If you were to win a 70p game, you would get £1.5 back, right? Anyway, there was a very, very... because it was based on skill, and your skill rank would increase, the ability to continue making money on each of the games was directly proportionate to what your skill level was. So once you'd kind of reached your skill level, you would only win, let's say, 50% of your games, which means if you were winning 50% of your games, you would be getting your money back, you'd be breaking even, right? However, because King took 25% cut of each game, as I said, you only win 50% of what the other person put in on top of your own bet back. If you were winning at a 50% ratio, you would be losing money. So, that's where King originally made their money. And, that one's stuck. How am I supposed to get that off of there when it's stuck? I think that is actually stuck for me. I think that's bugged. Right, I'll have to restart the level. So yeah, basically, if you were in a situation where you would win 50%, you would eventually lose money if you were at what is effectively what you would call a fair skill level. And so the only way you could really make money is by coming up with an idea of how to win more often, or you could you would only play each game that they had available until you'd basically reached your skill ceiling, and then you wouldn't play that game again. And so I came up with an extremely amazingly awesome idea called, it was something along the lines of the massively multiplayer challenge tournament, or something like that. Basically, there was a system in the game where, or a system on the website where you could challenge other people to oh, for fuck's sake, is that broken again? You could challenge other people. Hang on, what does this do? Okay, let's see. Can we do that with this? Let's just see. Yes, we can. Okay, so that's how we get rid of these. Okay. Anyway, as I was saying, so I came up with this idea, which basically allowed me to challenge multiple people. I mean, hundreds of people, because the system wasn't really designed to do that. You could send a challenge to up to like 10 people, I think it was, at a time. And I would invite hundreds of people in like sets of 10. And obviously because of how the game worked, you had to pay to do these challenges. So it would be a 35p entry, for example. And if I had 10 people enter and I won that, I would get money for winning, right? And so what I did, and I think this was extremely clever, I had people who won the third, right? Like the top third of the 10. So the top 3 So it'd be me and whoever made profit would go to the next round. And the way I did it was, because I would probably be winning each time, because I would invite so many players, I would be making money doing it that way. And I think over the course of maybe 3 years, I managed to get like 6 grand out the site. And I was definitely, if not the person who got the most money out of King. I'm convinced of that because of my multiplayer idea. This was like 2000, as I said, it was like 2006, 2007, something like that. And I can't move those, can I? Anyway, so yeah, I believe. I mean, there was one tournament that I won, which like an actual site-wide tournament. I think you could enter like they would have these massive tournaments where like it would be rounds based, and I think some of them would be 32,768 players. A couple would be 16,000. Whatever half of that number I just said was 16,864, I think it was, something like it, because the numbers would be double, so it would go 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, so on and so forth until you get to those thousands. So whatever the 16,000 number was, the 32,000 number, the 64,000 number, and you could enter these tournaments multiple times, but they wouldn't always be the same thing. It would always be 1 versus 1, and if you won, you would advance to the next round, right? Now there was a game which I can't remember the name of, but it was like you would have these jewels fly onto the screen in a certain pattern, and you would have to like make combos with them, and whilst they're on the screen without dying. And basically the way it worked is you could in these tournaments, I think you could enter like a total of 5 or 6, 7 times, but every time somebody entered, they would take the next position in like the entries. So like you would be entry number 3, 7, or it would just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So theoretically, because you could enter multiple times, if you were good enough, you could split your entries across the entrance to be in separate halves of the brackets, and if you were good enough, you could theoretically, and it did happen multiple times for me, you could theoretically end up as such a high round, like the quarterfinals or whatever, where you would actually play yourself, right? So 2 of your entries could play themselves. And well, guess what? This happened quite a lot with me because I was very, very good at these kind of puzzle flash games, right? But in one tournament, I think across 3 or 4 entries, I think I took home like 700 quid just from one tournament. I was basically exploiting the site's exploiting how the site worked against itself. You had to be, and this isn't me tooting my own horn, this is me just saying, back in those days, on the internet, it's like, because online gaming wasn't a massive thing when it came to flash games and, you know, that kind of stuff. So, if you could find a way to kind of exploit it, like completely legally, you weren't breaking any site rules or anything. You were using the site, how the site worked against itself, effectively. And I did. And, they didn't like me keep winning money. I was probably one of the... I still believe to this day, I was probably one of the most prolific money withdrawers at the time. And whenever you put in for a request to withdraw, it wasn't automatic. It would go to your PayPal, right? But it wasn't automatic. You would have to wait like 2 weeks for someone who worked there to actually manually do the withdrawal payments. This isn't the only thing about King either. They had events, right? They had events where you would face off against celebrities. So there was one. Well, I say celebrities, talented sports people. Let's say there was one that comes to mind. There was an 8-ball tournament with their version of 8-ball pool, right? And there was, I think she was American. I can't remember. American, maybe Asian. She had an Asian look, so she might have just been an Asian American. I'm not sure, but her name was Jeanette Lee. Basically, you if you were randomly chosen when you were in the lobby when they did this event with Jeanette Lee, you could play a game of 8-ball with her, of 8-ball pool with her, using their online thing. And I still kind of feel guilty to it to this day. I just ran the game from break because so I pocketed, went around, pocketed all my balls. She barely got a shot. Actually, I don't think she did get a shot, thinking about it. And if you beat her, you'd get 100 quid. So I did that. There was another one where they had a kind of chess version of a game. It was like a mini chess game. It was like a 6x6 board, limited pieces and everything. I can't even remember what the actual game was called. But there was another event with chess where you played against. There was a grandmaster or something like that. I literally, it's so long ago. It was like about 18 to 20 years ago. So I can't remember much about that one. And I lost that one. I do remember I lost that one. It was good though. It was a learning experience. But then there was another event where it didn't involve celebrities, but it was like, so on King there was badges. So every time you did a certain task in one of their games, you would get kind of like a trophy. Like it would count towards a trophy. It would be bronze, silver, gold, platinum, and then there was another rank, and then there was diamond. After that, I can't remember what it was between platinum and diamond. And there was this football game that they came out, and to promote it, they had a competition where you could win an original Xbox with a version of FIFA. It might have been FIFA 04, maybe? That sounds about right. But basically, I think the game was called Kicker, or Kicker Clash, or something like that. And it was like an actual football game. And I ended up being the first person to get the platinum badge for that. And so I got an original Xbox out of them as well. Like brand new sealed, like all that stuff. I would say that I was probably one of the most prolific winners on the site, just because of. Actually, no, completely no. I remember. I think at the time I was GameCube. I want to say. My memory's a little hazy from that time because of, obviously I've had strokes now, so my memory isn't as good as it used to be. But no, there was definitely was definitely something. But yeah, I remember selling it because it's a fucking FIFA game. Who wants to play a FIFA game? Let's be honest. Nobody. So I remember selling the Xbox because at the time, obviously there wasn't any achievements or anything. It was the original Xbox. There was nothing really on that console at the time to maintain my interest, you know, because I would have been. I mean, let's think what you were. You would have had on the original Xbox not much stuff. You would have had, let's see, Grabbed by the Ghoulies, Conquer Reloaded, the original Halos, which I think I played at on the PC at one point. Probably a couple of Prince of Persias, Fusion Frenzy. There wasn't really anything major that interested me at the time. But yeah, this was my experience with King, and how I basically probably in total, like counting prizes and everything that I got from, I probably fleeced him for like $6.5 grand across like 2 or 3 years just from online gaming. I was very, very good at Flash games. Like, no cheating or anything. It was just, I was very, very good. And I knew what my limits were. So I knew... if I got to... When I got to a certain rank, I'm probably not going to win more than 66%. Because, as I mentioned earlier, King taking 25% of the cut, it would mean that for you to make a profit, you would need to win 2/3 or more of the games. You know what I mean? That's how the maths would work. You would need to win 2/3, 2 of every game, 2 out of every 3 games of the same value to break even, you know? I mean, put it this way, just see how much of a monster I am with achievements, right? And then just imagine it when it was actually real money at stake. I was a monster. I said, this is before there was achievements. This is... Actually... 2006, 2007, maybe 360 achievements had just started, maybe. They weren't big. I do want to say 2006, 2007-ish. It had to have been something like that. I mean, you could probably check on the Wayback Machine. Like, you could probably see some... random blog posts from like the King's King.com at the time. They had their staff person called the Fool, where he would make blogs saying things that what the makers of the site were planning, what they were doing, like alerting new games, things like that. I'm sure you'd be able to use the Wayback Machine to see my name on the site, which would have been Dark_Dwaggy, I think, saying that, oh, he won a thing, you know. But yeah, as far as I'm aware, I don't even think that King.com exists as a site anymore. I'm pretty sure it's not something that exists or can be played on or betted on, because obviously Flash no longer exists. Like, it's no longer compatible with anything. And obviously King cares more about fucking Candy Crush nowadays, don't they? Or whatever seasonal clone that they've made, you know? But yeah, it was... At time for someone who couldn't work, it was very, very profitable, you know? It got me a lot of things that I wanted that normally I would not be able to afford. It was a fun time. It was genuinely a fun time. It was genuinely a fun time. Yeah, well, Microsoft would not let us get much money out of them if they did, eh? Oh, God. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if they actually decided, you know what, let's bring it all back? They would have to, have some deal with Adobe or something, wouldn't they? They would have to, surely. Of course they did. What did they do? What did they do? Call it Candy Crash? Wouldn't surprise me. And if they didn't, they missed an opportunity. Oh, right, okay. Oh, I got an achievement. These barriers fucking suck. Okay, we've broken through. Morning, Corpse. How are you? 220 in 3 difficulties, yes, which is why I'm doing them in thirds across each difficulty. Yeah, I think the words "outstaying its welcome" could be could come into play here. I mean, 220 levels would have been sufficient, but making us go through on 3 different difficulties is a little bit of an overkill, if you ask me. Still, it is what it is. I'm going to need to get a bomb down there. Neville, how are you, good sir? For those who don't know who he is Neville. He is a very, 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 very small yellow and pink bunny. He is an artist. He plays multiple games that involve throwing fiery potions at me that were originally slimes. He's a good guy. You should follow him. As you can see, Neville, I'm just working on going through a Candy Crush style game. This is called Queen's Garden, French Splendor. And yes, the music is as horrible as it sounds. It's not my kind of music at all, to be honest. I might actually turn the music off in a minute and replace it with something more my style. Absolutely not. Cut my rose into pieces, get rid of all the thorns. Planting, fertilization. Oh dear. I went off on a tangent there, didn't I? Oh, dearie me. I'm such an idiot. Oh, dearie me. Daisies, no pollen, cutting rose stems, get them out of my garden. This is my last allotment plots. Oh dear, what are we doing? You might be able to get AI to do it for you, but I'm not going to. You're going to have to pay me for that. There's only so far this musical genius will carry for free. We are such idiots, Neville. You realise that, right? We are such idiots. Oh, well, that's hopefully got you a smile this morning, Neville. Oh, dearie me. Okay, what have we got here? Let's have a look. I mean, you could theoretically use AI to take the tune and then add the lyrics that you wanted in the same voice. I would think. I mean, I don't know how AI music works other than it rips off proper artists, but so obligatory fuck AI. Excuse me, fuck AI. Do it, Neville. Do it, you coward. Do it. I used to be pretty musically inclined, but then I realised that nobody wanted to hear my voice on a music track, so... Yep. So I just happily sing to myself nowadays. I'll use Bumbles' bedroom, he won't mind. This is my last allotment plot. Cutting roses, no daisies. Don't want these weeds coming into my paisies. Get rid of all the weeds. Oh, it's on my head. This is your fault, Neville. Take responsibility for what you've done. Neville's like, never! I see your Wish.com halo there, Neville. The problem is it's not circular like a halo, it's just a square. Because Wish.com quality. Oh dear. Probably. Oh, I should have done that vertically, shouldn't I? Ah, balls. Oh, this one's a pain in the arse, this one. There we go. Hmm. Oh, I didn't see those down there. Rip those eggs, I guess. Didn't think there was a move. And the game didn't think there was one either. I hate those concrete blocks so much. That gets rid of the roses on the left side. Okay, so we can't just match it to the ground. It does actually have to be dropped to the ground. Okay. Well, now we know. Oh, there's bits on the side as well. I didn't notice that. Oh, well, that's frustrating. These fences suck. Well, hang on, we've got... Okay, hang on. We've got things over there. We've got pipes. Okay. So if I just get another bomb, I could just move it over, couldn't I suppose? There we go. Stretch. Eggs! Lots of them. that's all the boulders dealt with. Making progress. It's taking a while, but we are making progress. Damn it.
shit, I should have done that there. Never mind.
Success!
Oh, yeah, I can't do it across there, can I? There we go. Now we're starting to open it up. There we go. There we go. This is taking longer than I thought it would, to be honest. These levels are starting to get longer. I'll have to separate this up into more than 3 parts per thing. Well, I could just limit them to 2-hour stints, couldn't I? I might actually do that. We've already crossed 2 hours for this video, so... I'll have a think. See how I want to do this. Super Mega Ultra Combo! I have the hiccups. That should have dropped a bomb, but it didn't. That's a bug. Geordie girl, thank you for the support. Do, do, do. Well, I think one more level should get us the last garden bit, I think. Plus, I should have probably moved that rocket down one, shouldn't I? So it'd get rid of all those rocks. That was dumb. Oh well. There we go. Why is that not falling down? We have an achievement. Well, we've now completed half the puzzles. And we've completed the garden. So I think that's a good place to stop for this episode. So we're going to leave it there. Thank you to Ocean Media for providing the code. Thank you everybody for watching.